Sportscast presents Hoops Talk, hosted by Alabama basketball legend Erwin Dudley and sportscast contributor Ryan Krista. All basketball, from college basketball to the NBA. Listen to Sportscast Hoops Talk on digital radio, on the app, on your smart speaker, on Twitter, YouTube, Twitch.tv, and Facebook. Sportscast Hoops Talk. Rhythm, debate, layup, and dunk. Sports Talk Hoops Talk. Welcome to Hoops Talk, presented by the Sportscast, May 22nd, 2022. If you haven't yet, please subscribe in all our channels, YouTube, Twitch.tv, Twitter, and Apple Podcasts. You can also listen to us on your smart speaker. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, please leave a rating and a review. It will help us out tremendously. You can also listen to us on Spotify, Stitcher, and also TuneIn Radio. We're also on online digital radio, so you can listen to us 24/7. If you want to, listen to something random on sports, look for the Sports Talk. We're there. We're also airing the Lakers' run back in 1999 and 2000. Great, one of the great Lakers teams of all time. You can listen to that. Visit us. Also, you can visit us on the sportscast.net, the latest and greatest. And of course, you could follow us on Twitter, the Sportscast 1. What a day in sports. Obviously, tonight is a basketball show. I'm wearing my Liverpool shirt because Liverpool was about to could have won the Premier League today. They did not. But we got the Champions League next week, and we'll see how that goes. And we had late breaking news today. Justin Thomas won the 104th PGA Championship. Congratulations to him. Anyways, let's get back into the show. We got Erwin Dudley, 2-week hiatus. Welcome back.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it. It's been a while. I'm back, ready to talk basketball, man. Had some things going on, but hey, I'm back and I'm ready to get it rocking and rolling.
Exactly. Basketball's still going. You watch some soccer, I heard. So you're probably gonna watch the Champions League final next week.
Yeah, I probably will. More like I do. I've grown to enjoy soccer. See, being overseas and playing over there and being able to watch some games and being able to actually go to games, it's really exciting. So that's how I kind of grown to really like them or enjoy soccer. But I'm happy about it.
Yeah. Next week, Liverpool versus Real Madrid, and we'll have the predictions towards the end of the show. And maybe Erwin will select Liverpool, but maybe he's a Madrid fan. We don't know. We'll just stay tuned. Last night, Miami Heat beat the Celtics in New England last night. I did not expect them to win in Game 3. I was expecting maybe Game 4, realistically. Yeah. But last night, Bam Adebayo had 31 points last night. PJ Tucker, the guy who collects sneakers, 17 points. Larry 11, Struss 16. Game 2 was horrible for the Heat. They came back in Game 3. Erwin, what were your thoughts over last night's game?
You can kind of expect that for a championship team like the championship culture of Miami. It was a really gritty. It's a gritty win for them, especially with Jimmy Butler going up. But again, you have to take your head off to them for just coming out and competing the way they did and being able to win in Boston. If you look at what they did, or how they played in Miami, I mean, they didn't play good at all. They laid an egg. And, Boston played really well. They shot the ball well. They did a bunch of things. And they had no answer for them. But then for them to come back and put it on the defensive clinic and get into Tatum the way they did, man, it was a great showing of some defense. I mean, they pressured him. They played physical the entire game. And the referees let them play.
Yeah, that's something that we saw last night. One of the key factors that I saw, Irwin, was the injury of Jimmy Butler.
Yep.
I think he came out before the half, I believe. Which it was a concept that the Heat doesn't have. What are your thoughts over that?
I mean, Butler's been playing really well. I mean, I think he carried them in the Philly series. So if they didn't have him, then I think they would have they wouldn't have beat Philly. They might have beat him, but they wouldn't might have beat him as bad as they did. And so Jimmy Butler is a leader. He plays on both ends of the court. So they definitely gonna need Jimmy Butler coming out of stretch. So hopefully his injury is not as serious, but hopefully he's back. But they're gonna need him.
Boston Celtics. Horford had 20 points, 14 rebounds. Smart scored 16. Tatum only 10
Yeah,
points. Irwin, that I think that might have been a factor for the Celtics loss.
I agree. Tatum, like I said, they played him really physical, and they played him way tougher than they did last game. Jaylen Brown had 40, but again, that that it was a good game for him. But Tatum is the one kind of one that makes them go, and they played physical and took him out of his game.
Yeah, only had 3 for 14 shooting. Had 6 turnovers, which that doesn't really help.
Mhm.
Um, but Jaylen Brown, star of the show. To be honest, he stepped it up, but not enough.
Yeah, and he stepped it up, but again, they needed Tatum. Him and Brown are 1-2 punch, and Marcus Smart. When he's scoring, he's playing and doing stuff and helping the team. Um, it's good. But again, like I said, Tatum, he's that go. He's the engine. So you kind of cut his head off, and then it's like you like it's other guys. You let them get their points or whatever again. But Tatum is I mean the best scoring guard they have.
Yeah. As we were talking about before, with Butler out, I think of Bam stepping up to the game, I think
Yeah.
was very critical. Which a lot of the Heat fans that I know down here was like, Bam needs to step it up, and it came through.
Hmm.
Um, this Spoelstra team is. It kind of reminds me from what happened 2 years ago, and I think they're just continuing on what they did. But to be honest, Erwin, I mean, yes, I'm from Miami, but I can't, I mean, I had to be on I have to be fair. I cannot tell who's the clear winner or the clear candidate go to the championship series.
Yeah. I mean, it's gonna be. It really is gonna come out who's playing the best at the time. Like I had a friendly wager with me and my brother. I got Boston beating Miami, honestly, just because of the way they play defense, and I know Miami play defense as well. But I went with Boston. Whatever. He's a diehard Miami, and so with that being said, I took the wager with him, but. Um, I don't think you can go. I don't think you can go wrong with either one of the teams. But again, I went with Boston just because I love the way they've been playing defense. The entire year.
Yeah, and with the Celtics team and their history coming into this,
Yeah,
they have a lot going on and beating Milwaukee Bucks. That was a tough series.
yeah. But
Beating Giannis.
Middleton being out though, that kind of that helped them out a lot. I think it would have been even better series with him in the lineup.
You think it would have been completely different if Middleton was in the series?
I definitely think it would. Think it would. Because I mean, you think about it, you got a 20+ point scoring is missing, and they needed that. I mean, even though Giannis he played great, and Drew Holiday played well, but still they still needed that extra man to score and defend because he's a big defender.
Yeah. Uh, major disappointing for the Bucks who won the championship last season. But it's tough to get back to it again. Obviously, with
Yeah.
Middleton not there. which we could talk about the Bucks. I mean, do you think they need more pieces, or do you think they're good for now?
I think they should never let PJ Tucker go. That's what I said this from the get go. Like he was a part of that championship, and he helped them. He guarded. Same thing he's doing with Miami right now. He's going to one of the toughest players. That's what he does. 90 and 9 out. He knocks down shots, and he knows his limits, and he does what he does really well. He defends well, and he shoots the corner three well, and that's what he does. And so that's how he's living. And so he was a key part. I mean, just think about how he played Durant, to coming down this year, playing well last year and stuff. And I would have never got rid of him. I let him go.
Yeah, some pieces, some teams let these players go because of money or a cap, or maybe
Yep.
they're seeing something like we're not seeing, or maybe they have some other deal. I think about the Sixers when they when they let go of Seth Curry, for Harden. I didn't like that deal, to be honest. I thought Seth Curry was a big part of that Sixers team, and Harden, I don't know. Is there enough sample size to say he's just not the playoff guy?
No, I can honestly agree with you on that. And he showed that year in and year out. He's not a playoff guy, and you saw what Embiid said about him. He's not the player that we thought he was. I think he's taking a step back. Then the league rule change. I think that hurt him as well.
Yeah. We'll see what happens with the Sixers team. Definitely has potential. Has not made it to
No.
the finals yet. Something that could be attained. But teams like the Miami Heat and Celtics and Milwaukee are definitely are the three best candidates to make it in the next upcoming years. I do want to highlight Kyle Lowry, 11 points. He coming back from injury, playoff experience. If Butler doesn't come back tomorrow night, I believe it's tomorrow night, the game 4. Lowry has to step it up as well.
He does, and next he had 11 points, and he's a NBA champion, experienced guard. So they're definitely going to need him, especially if Butler's not back. Um, he brings that's one of the reasons I brought him in. But he had a hamstring injury, so he has to kind of be careful or whatever. Because again, like I said, those injuries they happen in a split second, and so it's it's different.
Game 4 is tomorrow night, on Monday night. Miami at Boston. It is pretty critical game, I would say, for the Celtics. A little bit more pressure on them, but if Miami wins that game, it's over. But I don't think that's going to happen. Then Game 5 is very pivotal.
Yeah.
I think the stat or the percentage for Game 5, whoever wins that, it has a good chance of winning the series.
Oh yeah, that's the case. But again, Boston, they need to win because if they don't win next game, it's over.
Yeah, it's over. So we'll see what happens. It feels like it's going back and forth. But this past game was quite interesting. All right, let's go into Warriors and Mavericks. The Warriors were down most of game 2,
Yeah.
and the Warriors came back in the second half, as Warriors do sometimes. They just kind of pummeled through. They won 126 to 117. Warriors outscored the Mavs 68-45, over the final 2 frames on their way. 6 different Golden State players hit double figures in the scoring department, including Kevin Looney, scored 20 points. Erwin, more than 20 points for the first time in his career. 21 points, 12 rebounds, 10 of 14 shooting. This looks like a San Antonio Spurs team. What are your thoughts over that? Over the Game 2 win for the Warriors?
I mean, Steph Curry. I mean, like you said, they were down for the most of the game. But again, Steph Curry, that championship DNA, they fought, and you saw the same thing in the previous series against Memphis. They struggled some, but again, like they found a way to win. I know Dallas is a different team, but again, they have championship DNA, and if they don't find a way to slow Steph Curry down, then again they're gonna lose again tonight.
Yeah,
Seriously.
absolutely. Warriors were able to neutralize Luka Doncic, definitely the star of the Mavericks team. Um, Curry, 47 points.
Yep.
Uh, that's a good amount. Looney, 37. Hold on. Excuse me. Hold on here. I might get the wrong stats. No, it is right. 126. I think so. Okay, sorry about that. But yeah, Steph Curry, a magician, a guy that has so much energy, playoff contention. I would say Mamba mentality. The guy is lethal. And I think I was kind of discussing this with another friend of mine, actually with
Mhm.
Victor. And is this Warriors team stronger than it was a few years ago? Or the same, a little bit like less, weaker? Like, what are your thoughts?
I think that I think the teams from the previous years are stronger. Um, I'm just looking at from the guys that they had come in, the role player like Sean Livingston, Iguodala. Those guys came in and they filled a critical role for the team. They defended, but then also too they was very reliable on the offensive end. Even when Steph and Clay when they were making 3 pointers, you had Sean Livingston and you had Iguodala that was coming in. They were knocking down mid range shots and some three balls. So again, I think that a previous year team was stronger. Loney was playing well, and then they had Bogut. Bogut was playing really well for them also.
Bogut. Wow. That is
Yep.
vintage. I remember him. Um,
Yep.
okay, so I got the correct score. Sorry about that. I got it from from a couple of years ago. 32 points by Curry. Jordan Poole 23. Of course, Luna got 21. Clay Thompson 15. Older Otto Porter Jr. 11 points. Andrew Wiggins 16. And I have to agree with Irwin. Yeah, it's definitely not the Kevin Durant Golden State team, which was really rampant, really on
Hmm.
fire. But it's okay because it seems like the other teams are not going to stop them. So
Oh, no.
it just
But again, you brought up Kevin Durant, and Kevin Durant made the Warriors seem like they was invincible. Like it seems like nobody could beat them. And don't get me wrong, this year's team is good, but Kevin Durant added a whole nother dimension to that team. I mean, they just look unstoppable.
Yeah, I totally agree. And of course, there's debate. Durant belonged it. Of course, he won the MVP twice for the finals. Let's look at the Mavericks. Luke, of course, with 42 points. Jalen Brunson with 31 points. Reggie Bullock 21, and Dory Finney-Smith with 10 points. Um,
Hmm.
Erwin, what does the Mavs need to do to cut the series in half?
Again, slow down, Steph. And then you say your role players, they gotta be better. Um, Kleber has a bit better. He was 1 for 5 from the field, 1 for 5 from the 3 point line. He only had 3 points entire whole game. Bertans had only 6 points. Um, Didwitty, he only had 4 points. So so those guys are critical to the success of the Mavericks. If you look at what they did, in the previous series, they played well. That's why Phoenix went home. Dinwiddie played well, and so they're gonna need that same contribution even more with the Warriors because again, the Warriors they can score. They can really score, and they got four guards that can really shoot the basketball, and they can they can get to the cup, and so there's going to be constant pressure on Dallas. Because and Luka because Luka's not a really good defender, but they're going to continue to put pressure on because I mean, he's not a good defender, so they're gonna make him guard.
Correct. They need to neutralize Steph Curry, which a lot of teams have trouble with doing. But
Yep.
maybe they have some secret sauce somewhere in Dallas. Which, by the way, Charles Barkley rode into Dallas on a horse, the stadium. So, not sure what happened there, but hey, it's a very Texas thing to do, I guess. Um, we'll see what happens. To be honest, Erwin, I don't see the Mavericks winning the series. I think Warriors could sweep. They could win in 5, maybe 6 at worst. But
Man,
what are your thoughts?
I had Phoenix winning the last series, and Ryan Krista, he's a Mavericks fan, and he didn't pick. He couldn't even pick his own team, and so um, I had Dallas losing, and man, I tell you, they hurt me when it hurt me when they beat Phoenix, man. Because again, like I said, I had Phoenix winning. I just didn't see it away, and like I said, if you don't go ahead and finish the team off like Dallas, I mean, and defend like you should, I mean, they can knock down shots. Um, Dallas can knock down shots, and they have Luka. I mean, he's playing at another level, especially in the playoffs. And he have the role players and stuff that you mentioned a few minutes ago, how they're stepping in and playing well. I mean, it's hard.
Yeah, it's very difficult. I was surprised with Phoenix. I mean, people were picking Phoenix to win the whole thing. That's
Yeah, exactly.
how strong a team was. But I guess Booker's injury could have been a factor. Double teaming Chris Paul was a factor. I mean,
Going at him, going and attacking Chris Paul, that was something. But again, um, you know, I mean, they just played. The Dallas just played. They played a lot better than them when it really counted.
how much relief you think Warriors have that they're playing the Mavericks instead of the Suns? I think they are a little bit relieved.
Oh yeah, I think so too. I think so too. I mean, let's think about it. I mean, you have a team that, like I said, they predicted Phoenix to go to win, and so they was looking at making it back to the finals, and they couldn't, and they didn't. So I would be happy not to play.
Yeah, I agree. That Suns team, in basketball, same for football or any sport, it's about matchup. It doesn't
Oh
matter
yeah.
what seed you are. Some of these teams, if you're like an 8th seed, you match up well with that first seed. But I will have to
hmm
give the benefit of the doubt. The Pelicans did take the Suns to 7 games. So I don't know if there's something there to look at. You
I
know,
mean, if you look at it, the Pelicans not a bad team though. They got some stars. I mean, if you look at Brandon Ingram, I mean, you saw what he was on the Lakers, and then now he's there. He's the superstar for the Pelicans, and he's coming to his own form. He's playing good. And then McCollum, you used to know what he's been doing over in Portland. He had been doing in Portland all those years, so it doesn't surprise me. And then they have young guys. Even Zion Williamson didn't even play this year, but just see what they were able to do and accomplish. So if he comes back healthy and able to give them a lift, I mean, they're going to be a really good team for a few years if Zion stays healthy. And then you have Herb and you have Murphy; those guys, they're playing good. El Dorado, um, they defend, and they play well. And they play their roles well.
that was probably the best trade all year. The
Yeah,
McCollum to
yeah,
Pelicans, better than
yeah.
the 76ers trade. You know, but we'll see what happens to the Pelicans. Zion did not play, as Irwin said. If he comes back to the lineup, maybe they would have beat the Suns.
Mm, uh,
Well, Zion needs a
oh,
lot of proving to do still.
he does. He does.
Hopefully, hopefully he will come back soon healthy because these NBA seasons, man, they're wear and tear.
They
It's
really are.
it could be an equivalent to the NFL. I mean, it's the ankles, the backs. It's just a lot of these players are playing injured. There's just no way one player is 100%. Maybe to the exception a bench player, but
Man,
it
it's a
just can't
constant
be.
grind. You're beating your body up night in and night out. and they're just, I mean, it's part of it, man. I've had injuries in basketball and dealing with dealing with injuries now and stuff, man. You just it's a constant grind and stuff, and you're trained as an athlete or as a player. You have to pay through injuries, and that's just part of it.
Yeah, I know how to deal with
Some
it.
injuries.
Yeah. Here's a round robin news. Jawan Howard says no to the Lakers head coaching job. Your thoughts?
Good for him.
Why do you say that?
Hey, because you have, like you said, you have LeBron. He's a GM, so he's gonna be making a decision. I mean, and Juwan Howard, he's at home. He's in Michigan. That's where I think he's happy there. So it's like Wally, go to the NBA or whatever, and he like I said, he's comfortable and he's happy at Michigan. And like I said, he's having some success there. So I don't see why leaving jump ship.
Yeah, definitely. Lakers are not in a good position to be honest, if you ask me. But I
Nope.
heard Jeannie Buss is definitely um gonna take matters in her own hands, and
Yeah.
I believe she hired, or well, it's actually her ex boyfriend Phil Jackson to consult about the next coach.
Oh yeah. I mean that's understandable, but again, like I said, um, it's gonna be tough. Whoever, even no matter even no matter who they bring in, just because if they don't get rid of somebody, they don't make some changes. I mean, it's not gonna it's gonna be the same results this year. Uh, I think they got to find a way and to get rid of Russell. They got to find a way to offload him, and I don't know if any team's gonna take him because of how high his salary is this coming year. I think it's what 45, 47 million, something like that. I think so. That's a
Yeah, it's a
lot.
lot of change there.
Yeah,
What's up with these ex Thunder players?
I know, right?
I mean, Kevin
Man,
Durant's the only one doing okay, but it's not
yeah.
that pretty either.
But even if I think that if he hadn't went to Golden State, I don't think he would be a champion now. And I don't think he would be
Yeah.
talked. I mean, I think he'd be talked about, but I don't think had at one time as the best player in the world, the best closer. I mean, you think about it. Look who you playing with. You know what I'm saying? You playing with Clay. You playing with Steph. So that was already a championship team. Whatever came there, you just add another one. A top guy like Kevin Durant. Of course, you're gonna be even better.
Yeah, it's something that is one of those mysteries of what happened, and that core was huge.
Yeah.
Maybe if they would have stuck around a little bit longer, they could have done some more damage. But I don't know. System, chemistry, things like the Warriors, great organization. Things just fell in together in the right time, right place. Chicago Bulls back in the '90s as well. Lakers in the early 2000s. That's just the
Hmm.
Thunder is one of those teams that just did not happen. So we'll see what happens. Last news: Mavericks got fined, penalized for continuing to violate league rules regarding team bench decorum. Your thoughts on that?
Man, players are cheering their teammates on, and you have to let them do that. I mean, I understand. I guess it's from a, I don't know, even from a safety thing. I don't know what it is. I mean, I don't know. But again, you're constantly finding a team that cheering on the teammates. I think is ridiculous. But again, it's just one of their rules that they have, and it's like they're just picking at something. They're picking, looking to find something, or picking to find something. But again, the money goes to a charity, so that's a good cause. So it's a good thing.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll see what happens. Which kind of reminds me of the Washington Commanders. They had the same issue, or oh no, the away teams had to bring their own stuff, their away gear, and like
Hmm.
their benches because Commanders would never provide them with benches or something. So, but this is kind of different. Uh,
Hmm.
but there you have it. Let's go into predictions. Erwin, your predictions for tonight, Game 3, Warriors at Mavericks. Give us a score as well.
I'm gonna go Mavericks because they're in desperation mode. They need to win. If they don't win tonight, um, They're definitely not going to win. They're not going to win four straight. But they don't win tonight. So they definitely need to win tonight, and I think they're going to do it. But then I think I'm not going. I think the Warriors will win the next game, but um, I definitely think the Dallas is going to win tonight.
Dallas win, and the score wise would be a 10-point win, 21 point.
I don't think it'll be. I don't think it'll be I don't think it'll be a blowout or anything. I think it'll be. I think it'll be about 8 points, 10 points. I don't think it'll be a 20, just because of the way um, Golden State scored the basketball. I definitely don't think it'd be no more than 10 points.
Yeah, pretty conservative score, 10 point lead. I think that's pretty good.
Yeah,
I mean, when was the last time you seen the Warriors be getting blown out?
exactly.
I think maybe the Grizz did in Game Five
Except for
last.
Memphis. Memphis did it. Memphis
Yeah,
did it in game five, 4 or 5. In Memphis they beat them pretty bad. But
yeah,
then they came back and handled business in Golden State the next game. So
yeah. That Grizzly team's the team of the future.
yeah,
I think
yeah,
if Durant keeps himself healthy, because it feels like he could have tendencies of being injury prone. So
yeah. I mean, the way he plays, I mean, he plays really hard. He's athletic, and he uses his body, and he's all over the place. So he's definitely prone to having more injuries than a lot of other guys. But he's gonna have to learn how to to take care of himself.
there you have it. It's Air Morant, because that guy could. I
He
haven't
can
seen those
fly.
type of dunks in the game since Michael
Yeah,
and,
he can
and
fly.
Kobe.
He can fly.
He can fly. Maybe Nike could give him the player exclusive shoes.
And they should. They
That's
should.
kind of hard to
Like
get, by
seriously.
the way.
Huh?
That's hard to get.
Oh yeah, I know. I know. Especially with Nike.
I think Kyrie and PJ Tucker are like the last ones recently. I
Yeah.
don't know if I don't know if Tucker has
Now,
a PE.
Giannis.
Oh yeah, Giannis. I like his shoes.
Yeah, Giannis. Yeah, he had him. Yeah.
You know that I am a kind of a sneakerhead. Like, I don't buy the sneakers, but I just like look at them on
Yeah.
Instagram a lot,
I'm the
and I'm a
same.
huge Tinkerhead Hatfield fan. So
I mean, I don't buy I don't buy sneakers like that either. I do, like you said, I like to look at them, like to see. Like I buy Jordans here or there, just really kind of depending on which ones are coming out. If I can get them in my size.
what is your favorite Jordan shoe?
I like the threes, and the fours. Those are my favorite.
Me too.
Yeah, one, threes, and fours.
And I would add the 11.
You like the 11s?
Yeah, like the one that he came back to the Bulls in
Yeah,
'95.
yeah, yeah.
They were special. But like the first ones, I know they're very simple, but I love those, and the threes, and how much design, which he almost left Nike. I think to Adidas, because he did like Nike was just wasn't delivering. So and then Tinker came in, and then he stayed once he saw the threes. So
Hmm.
okay, all right. Who takes Game 4 in Boston? He's up 2-1. Irwin, what's gonna happen there?
Um, I see with Boston redeeming itself. They didn't play. Tatum had a bad game. They played pretty good. They fought back. They fought and got back into the game. They were down big, and then they fought back and got into the game. I don't see Tatum having another game like he had last night. But I'm rocking with Boston. I think that series has the potential to go to 7 easily.
Yeah, better chance than the Warriors and Mavericks for sure.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
oh yeah.
and I'm looking forward to it. Bring Game 7. I haven't seen a good Game 7. Well, the Mavericks and Bucks. I mean, the Celtics and Bucks was a good Game 7. Man, that Boston Stadium can get really loud.
Yes, it does.
It's a hostile
They
environment in the
got some
weekend,
good
especially.
fans. Really good fans.
Yeah, I mean, I know Curry doesn't like him, but so hey, it's part of the territory. You're just gonna
Yes,
have to
sir. Yeah.
you're just gonna have to deal with it. I mean, Michael Jordan when he went to Detroit, it was tough. You
Mm-hmm.
know,
Yeah.
so you just got to go through those fans. Anyways, and then finally, everyone's been waiting for this Champions League final in Paris, Real Madrid versus Liverpool. Who you got?
I hadn't watched I hadn't watched Liverpool or Real Madrid, but I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go off my mind from the past. I'm gonna go with Real Madrid.
Real Madrid. That's the
I
safe
like
pick, by the way.
going Real Madrid.
They got history. They got more history than Liverpool for these type of finals. So I'm
Hmm.
going for Liverpool. Not going to be easy, but we'll see what happens. Well, there you have it. Hoops talk May 22nd. Of course, we review the Celtics and the Heat. Fantastic series. Erwin agrees that series might go longer. And then Mavericks and Warriors feels like it's a Warriors year, to be honest. No matter who wins in the East, I'm saying it, man. I've seen this before. I don't. This is like Boston and Miami are no Toronto Raptors, and they're no
Nah,
Cleveland.
nah.
So, and then you see Jordan Poole, Andrew Wiggins stepping up to the plate. They're young, they're hungry. Like this is our moment to win the championship,
Hmm.
and because this could be, Steph Curry's last few years. I don't know,
Yeah.
but anyways, Erwin, what is the best way to reach you online?
On Facebook, just Irwin Dudley, and then Instagram is Irwin_Dudley 35, and then Twitter. I always forget my Twitter handle.
Erwin Dudley is the
Yeah,
easiest.
I think it's Irwin Dudley. I think maybe Irwin Dudley.
Yeah, Erwin Dudley. And are you on TikTok yet?
I have TikTok, but I never post. I just watch the videos and laugh at people doing ridiculous stuff.
Yeah, I know. TikTok, you can spend hours on that. It's worse than
Yeah,
video
yeah,
games.
it'll get you.
I'll get you. You can follow us on the Sportscast One on Twitter and Instagram, or the sportscast.net, our website. Tomorrow we have a journalist tomorrow that will be interviewing for the 12 p.m. show. She's covered women's soccer, and she also does NBA, NFL, and almost all the sports. She is Katie Goodman. So take a look at that. And then on Wednesday, we're having two shows on Friday. We're gonna have the Champions League preview on Friday afternoon, and then on Friday at 12, we're talking to a reporter named. I met him in a coffee shop, Joseph Hastings. He works for On Three. It's a new website. They're calling like the new 247.
Hmm.
The founders of 247 created On Three, and he covers Alabama, actually, Alabama football. And he's from South Carolina, but he loves Bama.
Yeah,
So
I mean, understood. South Carolina, they're not good.
yeah, exactly. What are your thoughts over the comments on Saban and the NIL and Jimbo spending $48 million on players?
Man, I tell you, it's just some stuff just needs to be, not even talked about. I mean, at the end of the day, um, people they're using NIL or whatever to take advantage to get players. But I think the NCAA should have, before they rolled out the thing, they should have had some type of stipulations and stuff. And I know they did, but they should have some type of way where they enforced it. And a lot of schools are using it to their advantage, which is expected. But again, you can get all the recruits and all the talent you want to, but you have to coach them. And so, and that's another thing. Like you can get the talent, but can you coach them? And so that's what it is. And can you control the locker room, keep your guys in check? Boy, because again, you'll have some guys making more money than some of the assistant coaches and stuff, and you kind of go from there. And then you have guys that are making money. They have making money, and so now it's not like it's not that much different between college and the NFL. I mean, they're both getting paid. It's just like some of the guys they getting $90 million contracts, whatever. Like they got the guys getting a few million. So again, it just changed the dynamics of college football, and I'm all for it in NIL.
Yeah, it's quite interesting, and some of these players are getting some good checks before they enter the NFL.
Yeah.
Have you been hearing the same for college basketball? Are players getting some good deals there?
I've not heard of guys getting deals like the college football, but I know some are, some against some, but I don't think they'll get as much as college football just because it's college football. It's just a bigger, I guess, a bigger brand or whatever, and they produce more revenue than college basketball.
That's quite interesting. That is really interesting to hear that. Yeah, college football is king.
Yeah,
It is it's pretty much like another like a it's almost like another NFL to be honest.
it
To a
is.
certain degree. And there's some schools like Alabama that has more money than some NFL teams.
Mm-hmm.
So it's an interesting
Texas
world.
A&M though, like
What was that?
they have
Yeah.
Texas A&M. I mean, they have boosters, they have oil and stuff. So Texas and the schools like that, so they'll have a lot more money too than some other schools.
Quite interesting. Maybe do a special on that in the future. Anyways, that's all she wrote. Erwin, I appreciate you coming on to Hoopstock.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you, man. It's good to be back.
Let's go Heat.